Thank you all for 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate you all. Just want to keep making fun Transformers videos. I say thank you because, again, thank you. Today is going to be the 1,000 subscriber special. Going to be my full collection tour. And so this isn't going to be like a super long video to bore you guys where I'm like going along showing you each figure where it's like, this is Bumblebee, this is also Bumblebee, this is Bumblebee again. I just thought it would be fun to go through my collection and just kind of show how I've got it displayed, point out some notable figures. A lot of the figures are being displayed without their accessories. I've got the accessories just kind of in a box. Really cool to look at. It's like a treasure box just because it helps save room. So in case you're confused, that's why a lot of the figures don't have their accessories on the shelf. But anyway, let's just get started. Over here's where I got the Titan class figures because they don't have any room anywhere else. And then Black Zarek just has his two minions down here. Here is the Beast Wars section with the Predacons up top and then the Maximals down here. So we have all the Predacons up here, including Commander class Magmatron. We've got both of the Megatrons over there. There is the PulseCon Covert Agent Ravage. One of my favorites out of this bunch is easily Inferno. Here we've got the first row of Maximals with Transmutate thrown in there, as well as not the normal Kingdom Cheetor, but the Netflix Cheetor, because I think the gold paint rather than just the yellow paint looks a lot better. Coming down onto this shelf, we have some other Maximals kind of bleeding over, as well as just some other characters that didn't really have room anywhere else, but still awesome characters like Decepticon Mirage and this Bludgeon right here, as well as Prime Cliffjumper. Below that, we have the Infernax. You can see I'm still missing two of those. Then we also just have Armada Hotshot and IDW Blur. Then coming down below there, we have all of the Fossilizers, which I'm definitely not really a huge fan of as far as figures, but I got most of these on clearance. I know I got Wing Thing for only like $10 at Target. This section entails G1 style Decepticons. Up here, mostly with just the original G1 show cast and then other characters down below. We've got all the Heralds of Unicron here, as well as some two sweeps for army building purposes. Then we have the clones as well as the headmasters along here. Then you can see the Stunticons starting to form over here. I'm missing Breakdown because he's too expensive. Got just a few Tetrajets hanging around here on Motormaster's trailer, as well as any of the Refractor bots. All three of the original Insecticons are lined up here, as well as the Triple Changers, Astro Train, and Blitzwing. Then we have Soundwave right here with all of his Cassetticons just kind of filling in this area. Then coming along here, we have Megatron sitting on Starscream's throne, but it's definitely Megatron's rightful throne. You won't change my mind on that. We also have another version of Megatron transformed. We've got Starscream, as well as some of the other Seekers lined up here, and just some other characters thrown in. Here we have some randomly placed Decepticons, including some of the Netflix ones back there. And we also have Netflix Nemesis Prime. His trailer is being stood on by some characters, but he's just one of the coolest Decepticons that I have. We have the Combat Megatron, and we've also got Sound Blaster, and we have the Mercenaries here. I tried to keep all the Mercenaries together, so we have Lockdown and Double Dealer, but then Double Dealer is also a Master Force character, so here are some of the Junior Headmasters right there. I tried to keep them together, as well as some of the Decepticon Pretenders. At the end here, we have Skyquake and Needlenose. Now, I know a lot of people were kind of hating on Skyquake. I still think he's a fantastic figure. We've got some really cool Decepticons that just don't have much of a home. They're just kind of placed there because that's where I could fit them. And then we also have Armada Megatron randomly just hanging around right there. Then we also have the Star Raiders here. I'm still missing a couple of them, but these are some of the cooler ones. And then we have some army building going on with some of these Sparkless bots. I actually got all three of these Sparkless bots for only under $10 each at Walmart. Along here, we have all of the Shattered Glass figures I own, which is not very many. On to the best section. Right here, we have the G1 styled Autobots with entirely original showcast characters on this shelf, except Jetfire is up there because he wouldn't fit on this shelf. And then down here we have some other ones bleeding over, including the Dinobots. The Quintessons have their little corner over here. I still haven't opened the Quintesson Pit of Judgment because I've had no reason to really, and it just looks awesome in its package. We have some of their minions up there, as well as the Sharkticons down here. And then we just have some Autobot cars just parked along here, including the incredible Hotshot figure right there. And coming along here, you have Prime Bulkhead. And then we have a few Prime Wars characters that are needing to be replaced with more modernized molds. And then you can see we got some other figures back there. We got Cybertron Optimus and Override. Nice selection. with Vector Prime back there, and Master Force Metal Hawk. Now this shelf has a lot, almost too much good stuff at once. We've got Optimus riding on Skylinks right there. We've got some characters under there, including Sunstreaker. Coming along here, we've got Hot Rod as well as Rodimus. Devcon is a rather new addition and an incredible figure. We've got Brawn, we've got RC, we've got the Junkins hiding out in the back there. Then down here, he's a little bit obscured, but we have Earthrise Optimus Prime, who is still an incredible figure. Honestly, I don't think worth replacing with the Studio Series 86 Optimus because he's just still awesome. Down here, we just have the Dinobots hanging out here, and I'm not kidding you when I say I got these 3 Dinobots, Grimlock, Slug, and Sludge, in a lot for only $140 for 3 of them. This is after Grimlock shot up in price to be around $200, so that was an incredible deal. Then we've got Wheeljack hanging around them because he built them, so he fits there. Just some other Autobot cars bleeding over, as well as Triple Changer Sandstorm. Now it's time for the Bayverse section, as well as the Bumblebee movie and Rise of the Beast figures. I've got the Decepticons up top and the Autobots down on that shelf. Now there are very few of them compared to all the G1 characters I have. That's not because I like G1 better necessarily, but it's just because there are fewer of these characters, even though I don't have all of them. Brawl is kind of in the way, but you can see I've got a few of the Heralds of Unicron hanging around there, as well as the Cybertron mode Decepticons, including Shockwave, one of the best Decepticon figures I have, if I'm being honest. He's actually the knockoff by weight version, but if I'm being honest, in some ways, this figure is better than the real Studio Series version. Fallen has quite a presence in the back there, next to battle-damaged Megatron, and then both versions of Soundwave. And we have Dark of the Moon Megatron transformed right here. One of my favorite leader class figures ever. The Fallen in the first movie Decepticons take up this little portion over here. You can see the Constructicons kind of hanging around there. Then we have Starscream. This is actually Grinder transformed right there. And then we have 2007 movie Megatron next to Revenge of the Fallen / Dark of the Moon Starscream standing there on the edge. Shelf comprises the Autobots with the Rise of the Beast characters, including Optimus Primal and Wheeljack, and Bumblebee. Really an incredible figure. I gotta point him out because this Bumblebee is awesome. We have Off-Road Bumblebee there as well as the baby Dinobots randomly placed right here. And then we have the Bumblebee movie Autobots and their Cybertron modes coming down here. And it also kind of bleeds over into Dark of the Moon Autobots, including Sideswipe right there, as well as Dark of the Moon Bumblebee. Probably the best Bayverse Camaro of Bumblebee there is. Grimlock has quite the presence, towering in the back there. And then we have Crosshairs and Hot Rod over here, which these two are some of the best Studio Series figures, easily on the top 10 if you ask me. Then we also have the Wreckers. Down here we have some Revenge of the Fallen Autobots, as well as the first movie Autobots, including Optimus. And then we have the little Sam Witwicky figure running right there. We've got Jazz, we've got Ratchet and Bumblebee, and we have Ironhide back there. Out of place, we've got these 3 legacy animated characters, and we have the only figure I have that's probably 10 years old that I still own. Crazy, his joints are still tight. There's absolutely in perfect condition. The IDW Thrilling 30 Orion packs, just an awesome figure, and that's why I still display him, as well as some blockies just hanging around here. I recently did a video on these guys, so if you didn't check that out. That was my last video unboxing all 9 of these Transformers 1 blockies. But not least, we have these 2 APC Toys Transformers Prime figures. We've got Dark Master Megatron, as well as Optimus Prime right there. And I have a few that I haven't unboxed yet, like Soundwave, who I still am waiting to unbox and perhaps do a video on, as well as Arachnid,